Just a second. It takes a few seconds to understand that we are actually.
I think we are online now.
Yes, we are. But now we're public. We are public.
Okay.
Okay. So on your right side, on the top, like live comments, you can see what people write.
Okay.
And then I turn on my cell phone here just to watch video. Okay, so today, Juliet 15. Now I'm gonna switch everything.
July.
Okay, well, I'm first gonna introduce you in Portuguese so that people can understand, and then we switch to English. Bom, pessoal, hoje, dia 15 de julho, tenho o prazer, a satisfação, a honra de receber aqui o primeiro contrabaixo da Ópera de Paris, professor do Conservatório Nacional Superior de Paris e presidente da Associação Francesa de Contrabaixistas e tantas outras coisas que eu pus o currículo aí, vocês olham, mas é um grande prazer receber aqui meu também amigo e parceiro que me recebeu em Paris no meu pós-doc, Thierry Barbé.
Hey, bom dia. Oh, boa tarde. It depends.
It's boa tarde here, but you know, in Brazil we still say bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite.
Boa noite, yes.
But anyway, it's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a long time.
More than 1 year that you came in France.
3 years.
So nice. Maybe a little bit hard for you because the French style of life in Paris was a little bit hard for you, I'm sure. But anyway, it was an experience for you.
I loved it. And especially, you know, I had all this cheese. I couldn't try all cheeses. And wine.
Wow.
You know, a $3 bottle of wine. Boy. And of course, all the nice people I met. Not everybody, you know, there's some people that don't like you very much because you're not French. But anyway, since I learned how to say désolé.
Désolé.
Good. Yeah, that was the most beautiful word I learned. You know? Yeah. And then it is so désolé, and then I was good. So Marcia is in Brussels, so she's saying bonsoir because it's night for her also. It's a jealous living in Brussels. Anyway, but she the first, you know, I had the wonderful memories from Paris, and I really hope I come back one day, spend more time. You know, now that I sort of speak French, you know, I can communicate much better now than that time. And, you know, I loved the town and staying there. Hanging at the conservatory with you was very good. It was nice. And well, the first question I always ask here is, how is your life during the coronavirus time and quarantine? And I see all the spaces there. I miss that place.
Yes, we were in quarantine in March, April, and June was the beginning of the freedom. Of course, we are now very, very careful about a second wave possible. We don't know, but I think we enjoy summer now, and with some masks, and I think we can do, for instance, the Biarritz International Base Camp in August. I think we will have no problem.
Oh, really? Already?
Yes, we do it. We do it. Yes, of course. And so my times in my house was was, of course, to play and to follow the emails and to make lesson with Skype or
Oh,
Messenger.
you did Skype lessons?
Yeah, Skype, Zoom, everything.
Everything. It's like me.
For my regular students in the conservatoire in Paris, we had lessons. Some students didn't like it because the sound is not so nice. The sound is not good quality. And also in my other conservatory in Saint-Maur that you know. So I think the students, they were very comfortable to make a lesson at home with the bass. It's special because they don't have to take the bass, and they are very, very comfortable. And so a student who really practice and who learns new repertoire, I think it's great because it's not very tiring and the lesson is absolutely there. It's regular, comfortable. Yeah, I enjoy.
I noticed that my students are practicing much more because they have to record things.
Exactly.
And recording makes you, self-conscious.
Much more difficult, yes.
Yeah. And you have to listen to what you're doing. And it's been good for me too. I'm doing lots of recordings.
Yes.
For the mosaics of all this. You see that bumblebee thing that we did.
Oh, wow. But in the special acoustic of the room is very important to make it better or not. We don't need especially a very, very, very good microphone. I think the phone should be enough, I think. But the room is very important. Yes.
Yeah.
To give lessons.
Yeah, and if you have a decent room at home, it's good because at school there's always one a concert hall or a room somehow, but at home sometimes, and everybody's at home. In Brazil, it's terrible. We are in a bad moment, so the entire family is at the house for most of the students. So mom's cooking, dad is talking, and your younger daughter is playing, and it's always complicated to record. For most of my students, but.
That's great. But here in Paris, for instance, some students were stuck in their little studio without family. So some of them they felt very lonesome. It was not. Yes.
So yeah, well, that's an advantage. That's an advantage.
It can be, yes, to practice well. That's great.
I'm surprised that your big cat is not running around you.
Yeah. I was with my 3 cats. It was great. I'm very close to them, and
no, they're not on you. Like you locked them outside.
Yes, they are out of the room
because they're always around and stuff.
Yes.
You had that big concert last night that we saw on TV. How was the celebration? Like, so people could actually gather at the Champs of Mars?
Yes, I noticed that for the audience, if they come with family, they can sit close to each other. And I thought it was almost normal hall for the public, I think. But we played, and my cat is there. So we played with 1.5 meters or 2 meters from one colleague to another. So each personal stand, music stand. So the copy of the part was very nice because if there is some repeat, the repeat was printed. So it was easier to turn the page. Yes, we didn't have to do that. It was great. For instance, for Jupiter Symphony, there is a lot of repeat, as you know. And so it was very comfortable. And considering the bass, that when we are in section, of course, we cannot listen very, very well individually our sound. So that was a great experience because I could listen myself quite better, much better than the normal times. And so that was a great experience. And finally, I think the sound was in the whole was great. Was very, very nice. I think yes.
And do they take those wonderful basses from the opera to the concert or not?
Yes, of course. Yes, yes. We have in our opera since 1860, 1870. We have Gand with a lion head here.
Yeah.
And that's a very nice bass. We have something like 8 bass like this. Former we had more, but with time they disappear, or I don't know exactly, So now we have something like 7, but I like to play the 5 strings. So the 5 strings that could not be a gong, so I didn't play a gong.
Is what a villain? Oh, the five
Sorry?
string. The 5 string is what? Is a villain?
Oh yes, it's a modern bass, or we have some Mircourt, or my bass is from Lille, so it's a modern bass. Yes, big copy of
Yeah,
Mircourt.
I remember when you took me to the backstage on the opera, and it's so impressive to see those basses.
Yes,
You know,
I think we have something like 38 basses because we are a big orchestra. We are so big that we have 2 teams. The blue, I am blue, and the other team is green. And
oh,
so
I like
we
blue much better. See, I like blue.
so in my orchestra we are 2 orchestras, the same colleagues, but we are 2 orchestras. We are 13 basses. My team is 6, and the other team is 7. So anyway, yesterday was 3 basses only for Mozart. So it was special, of course.
Yeah, and I saw a little bit of the opening. You had the Marseillaise sung by this African American person. I didn't have the time to watch everything, but it was it was very big. It was
Yes, this is a tradition. In every 14 July, people are making the queue to enter in the hall for the performance. Generally, it's in the afternoon, and the queue is very, very, very long. Generally, we begin with La Marseillaise, Roger de Lille. La Marseillaise is our national hymn, so that's a tradition. And so that we did the same, but with the brass, which was perfect. With the brass because they begin the concert. Yes,
that's
exactly.
great. Well, the people are getting there. Fausto just got in and said, a great guest, Thierry, welcome to Brazil.
Hello, Fausto. Yeah, great.
Concilia Latok is a singer, is also singing hello. And Beatriz Pavan, do you remember the clavecin?
Okay. Yes.
Elle, clavecin.
Hello.
Je vais parler français avec so, otherwise
I see. Yes.
I used to study French with her and her class, but it's been so hard to keep the French going on. Yeah. Si je parle français, je dois penser plus lentement. So, nous allons parler anglais.
Bravo. Yes, English is better. I should speak Brazilian, but I'm not good enough. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, and this was the first concert for the orchestra after quarantine.
Exactly. Yeah, that was special. So they asked for voluntaries because only a few violin, a few, So they asked me, and I said yes, and I asked some colleagues, and it was very simple. very simple. And it was a pleasure to play again because, of course,
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yes. Only playing in at home and making some internet project, even if it's other people, it's not the same, of course.
And
We
the
did
orchestra, did orchestra ask you guys to make some work at home during this time or not?
no, not really. I did as a professor in my conservatory, CNSM, Conservatoire de Paris. We did a nice project that you can see online. It was great. It was Carnaval, Animals, Saint-Saëns. And we did, in my other conservatory, we did also, and also the students, they did very nice project with the jazz class, which was great. I think in the world, everybody did something like that.
Yeah, some orchestra were actually made the musicians
Yes.
do some videos in order to receive their paycheck.
Yeah,
So
of course, of course.
they were very, and lots of people, they were not like a steady orchestra. They were fired. A lot of musicians are unemployed right now.
Horrible. Yes, it's very difficult. Now in France, we have a special status for the freelancers. They kept the rights to be paid regularly, but of course they are anxious because they don't know what will be the future. Of course, depends.
And Thierry, how is so you're part of this festival in Biarritz. So how is the organization dealing with this right now? It's just gonna have like a regular activities, or there's some different things because of the coronavirus?
Yeah, because of the corona, we have simply to ask to the city if it's possible, if they allow us, and they did, so no problem. And of course we will have masks and also liquid to wash, and we will respect the distances between people. The first camp I did is with Uli Schneider in Germany. I was very happy to do that. It was, and it was at the beginning of June, and that was the first camp in Germany, and it was quite okay. So 15 days after, there were no ill people, so it's great.
Yeah. And you think the people are respecting the new rules in Paris? Because we see here in where I live in Goiânia is horrible. So, some other parts of Brazil are getting a little better. São Paulo is better, not good, but it's better. Goiânia is horrible, and some other places are, in and out. But some people don't respect. They go out without masks. And how is in Paris?
Yes, but if they want to go shopping, they have to have a mask. And but the problem is some evenings with the beer and young people, they especially they don't respect. They are
I imagine the Latin Quartier. How is it?
Exactly, and also along the La Seine, along the river, in the boats, and they have parties, and of course they don't. But it's legally okay because in France it's allowed to be together if it's less than, I think, 5,000 people, it's okay, but they should have mask, and sometimes they don't. So we have to put the mask, and it's very important.
Yeah. And tell me, how do you have any new recording project for your solos and stuff you're doing?
Well, not really. Because recording now, I think I did a DVD, in 2016 with the Bugignon Sonata French music, Debussy Sonata,
Yeah, the beautiful double CD.
Laurentine Mulsanne Sonata. It was really interesting with the DVD and also the CD. But I think that young people, they don't care anymore now because the time is streaming directly online, and they don't have anyway they don't have a CD.
Yeah, not the physical thing, but they buy on Apple Music or Spotify. And,
Yes, but my concept is to make everything for free. I
Mhm.
want to
Yeah.
share with people. I don't like to sell something because the young people, they don't have money anyway, and I want to share to be really useful for the youth, and to bring them some repertoire, and to help them to play it. My YouTube channel, for instance, I did a lot of recording since a very long time, and
Mhm.
maybe I could have a project to play more and more, particularly French pieces, uh, unknown French pieces, even if they are old,
Okay.
and not only very difficult pieces, but also middle level or beginners, just to help them
Mhm.
pedagogically, because we are professors, so it's very
Yeah.
important that they can listen the piece, and they can see the fingerings. That's
Mhm.
very important for them to help them. This is
Yeah.
my
Well,
intention.
some people saying hello, Antonio Arzola. Hi, Arzola. From
Hello, Antonio.
Ricardo Freire, remember the clarinet player from my trio? Ricardo is there. And Voila from Rio, also.
Oh, great.
Alexandre Rosa from Nosesp, also.
Yes,
He was in Paris. He visited me in Paris with his daughter, also.
yes, they are all good friends.
Yeah,
Yes, Antonio. Yes, of course. Voila. Yeah, at least, yeah. So
and
thank you to be there and to listen.
yeah,
Hello.
and also I was gonna ask you. You enjoy playing French music, but you also work with French composers, like new composers, like young composers. You have this
Yes,
project.
yes. But my line is to play some very expressive music. I am not very interested by technique or something. I am from opera, and I'm a very singing. I am a singer. It's something curious because I play bass, and bass normally is to do the rhythm, the walking bass, and to keep the rhythm. But of course, in classical music, it's a little bit different. And I know that even if in classical music we don't sing with the bass, of course, we are only
Well,
the
you can do, John Clayton does.
yes. Anyway, they're all that there is always two categories of basses. There is the only rhythmic bassist, and the bassist who is rhythmic and also singer. And this is the category I like because it's I like it. It's my
Okay.
way of expression.
And it's beautiful, and you sing it so beautifully. It's
Thank you.
I told you, yeah, I love your sound, and
Yes,
your
for me,
vibrato. It's beautiful.
vibrato is very important, and also the regulation of the bass, the string, to get a very fine, delicate sound.
And you
I'm
have a
not
little collection there. Can you tell us what you have there? What
the
bases
bass
are there? Yeah. Which one
behind me.
behind you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I have
Okay.
nice basses. Here you can. The first one is my De Meyer. Then I have Mathieu Mayou, Cornillet. I only have makers, new basses, and also Laborie behind me. This is the Laborie. So
Uh-huh.
I help French makers and I to build bases, because I know it's very difficult to build bases, and they
And
cannot.
so keep your beautiful collection of bowls in there, and then
Yes,
you.
yes, but you know the bows are there. I have something
Yeah,
like
the bowls. It's
30,
unbelievable.
30, yes. Um,
And you have that Baroque one that I hope
yeah,
I'll buy it from you one day because
I
I
still have,
loved it.
of course. Yeah,
I had it for 3 months or so. I really enjoy playing with it.
yes, yeah. This is your bow, your
Yeah.
bow.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. It's mine,
I
right?
know.
Don't sell anybody.
No, no, I keep it. But you know, I'm here with a special bow by Carbo. Carbo is a carbon fiber,
Uh-huh.
and this is a German bow with a very little frog compared to my hand. It's little frog, and I can use it like German, but I can use it like French. Yesterday night, I was playing with this one, which is so that's for me a special hybrid carbon bow, and it so I can play French like this or like this. It's
Uh-huh.
big, but it's okay. It's okay. I can use like this. It's
Uh-huh.
perfect, and like this. So there is no problem. And because you know that my job is special in opera, we have a long evenings, and so sometimes for my shoulder it's very tiring. So I use German, I use French. It's no problem. And about this is a rubber that I need to play French because I don't want to sleep. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I'm very comfortable. And I discovered that I can use also for the German grip, because here, number two, here,
Mm-hmm.
I never sleep. It's very comfortable here.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's quite great. Or number one or number two. Huh? So it's really great. So I think that I could realize an union with German bow and French bow. And
Yeah.
yes, yes, honestly, I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
And also with this rubber, it's possible because I like it for German grip too. So
Uh-huh. And
I'm
is
very
there
sorry.
I was going to ask if there are passages in particular that you use part of it with French, part of it with German, like Beethoven 5 or something that, when you're playing the scherzo and the
Mhm.
trio, sometimes it's better
Yes,
to.
I can do because my German technique now I feel okay with it. With the spiccato, and there is no problem. So I can do both, but it's rather a problem of health with the shoulder. So from one switching to the other during the evening when I want, for instance, if I have long notes in adagio, I immediately switch German because it's very cool. Huh? And when I have something very rhythmic and precise, I take French because the attack is direct, you know. If there is a lot of spiccato, anyway, I prefer French, but I can play with German. Sometimes I play the whole opera Mozart with German bow. Not this one, but a real German bow. But this one, I have it since only 2 weeks, and I'm very happy with this one because it's
Wow, cool.
very convenient.
It's
So,
okay with me since you don't do anything with my bow the other days.
okay, no problem. No problem.
Okay, so Fausto is reminding us that Paul Ellison had, this one hybrid bow constructed for
Exactly.
him.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, 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 Fausto. But
yeah,
this one, for me, but because it looks really like a German bow. Even
yeah.
the bottom is German. So, for me, it was important for people that they can buy a little frog German bow, normal, quite normal, with a normal head, and use it with French way or German way. For me, it was very important not to have a special shape of frog or something very not usual. I prefer
You
to be.
know, and I think it's wonderful that maybe this will finally end with this uh, talk of, if you
Exactly.
play German, you play French, you play whatever, do play well. So you play
Yes,
with
exactly.
whatever ball, you know.
For me, I try to teach people, my students, to play German and to play French, and it's a health reason because
Mhm.
in life maybe my shoulder are not so strong. I don't know. People that some
No,
people they
it's
do.
important. The Fausto is
Yes,
saying, yes, the body needs variety to test
yes,
the muscles, and the hybrid frogs are great. So
yeah.
I
Thank
agree.
you.
I think we need to, move our body in different ways. Fausto also is asking you, what's your favorite opera bass part?
Well, the very interesting bass part like Hindemith or uh, it's rather or Bach baroque music. Classical music I like too, but something very interesting. Um, I think Indemit is great, or Stravinsky, or something very, very active for the bass, and where we are absolutely independent, of course, so that we cannot make negotiation with the cello bow strokes. we, I prefer we are free, totally free, or Prokofiev, or something like that, you know.
Okay. So, I know when you're playing, the opera, the orchestra don't get to see much. But anyway, how you feel about this new mise en scène in operas? Like, they're very modern now, and versus to the old scenarios, the big scenarios we used to have. Does that change anything for you?
No, for me it's absolutely the same because I'm not lucky. I cannot watch the stage. So for me it's exactly the same. But I respect the new ideas or of the mise en scène. I think it's really interesting, and it's made to make people discuss. And anyway, I am a simple orchestra player, and I don't want to take position about this.
Yeah. Okay. I have another intriguing question here for you, which is I've been asking people, how do you see the number of African American based students and professionals? Like, it's been getting bigger or not? What's the impression you have? We have more African Americans in orchestra in France or not?
Well, we have, of course, it's just few, but um, we have more and more. For instance, we have um, horn player. We have, and also we have a lot of students. In my orchestra, of course, we have more Chinese or Japanese people coming, but I think it will come. It will normally come. You know that I have my student Sullivan.
Yeah, Sullivan's
Yeah,
great. I was gonna mention that, but she was the only black player I saw at the conservatory.
yeah,
Was
in the double bass, and she
yeah,
was
bass.
very happy to. I invited her to play in the orchestra, and she was
Oh,
really
cool.
appreciate. And yes, we did a very nice ballet Bach, and then we had coronavirus. But anyway, she was she was very happy to do. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
she's a very talented musician.
absolutely. A good energy, positive energy, and very nice sound.
Yeah,
Nice sound and powerful sound. So she really can bring something great to the orchestra.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
impressive. You have quite a few, you know, good
Yes.
students. Yeah.
But we have no, not a Chichi Guanoku here in Paris.
Oh
But
yeah.
Chichi try to get some French players. Yes, to
Um,
the her Chinese orchestra, Shineke.
uh-huh.
Yes, she asked me a lot of time to get some French player, to get any
Oh,
violin. Yes.
cool. Cool. Wonderful. Well, people, we're getting to the, to the end of our 30 minutes. We
It
actually
was a pleasure.
we
Really, so
over
nice.
6 minutes, but it was so good to see you again, Thierry. It's been a long time.
Me
And
too.
I hope we meet. You planning on coming to ISB next year?
No, I don't think, because our program in the orchestra is not certain, and of course now everything is confused. That's new, but I'm not quite sure. Mm.
Okay, so Fausto is saying something. Can you read?
Yes, opera, synonym of accidents and funny stories. Yes, failing. Okay, okay. Yes, that's true. We always have accidents. From
Yeah.
Pavarotti, for instance, Pavarotti sit down on a chair and the chair collapse.
Well, Irena, when Irena was here from Poland, she was
Yeah,
using one of my Chinese base at the university here, where at RFG, and
yeah.
she was moving and moving, and the stool went off and the base and the stool and everything went off the stage. The cracked the neck in the middle,
Ooh.
and somebody hold her, and she
Oh,
didn't fall, but it was a disaster. It was
yeah, yeah,
but bases,
yeah.
bases.
Bases, yes.
We need to get some trouble, otherwise.
But really, we played Othello in one evening, and just before the first note, the first note solo, it's electricity. How
We're
do you
not.
say? Black, blackout.
Wow,
No,
blackout.
electricity. So the whole was black, and the pit was black. Everything. And so we continue to play. We continue to play because we know by memory, of course.
Yeah.
And I was counting the beats: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, si, do, do, si.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
We need
really.
to write a book with the stories.
Mm,
This
mhm.
is stories in opera.
Yes, we
It's
all have.
yeah,
Fausto, yes, we have a lot.
we're gonna have a bestseller there, at least among bassists.
Okay.
Okay, it was great to see you. Thank you
Me
very
too.
much. In my best to Mary-Laure and Alice and
Yes,
everybody. Ok?
yes.
Bye, people. Obrigada, gente. Amanhã a gente está aqui com Fábio Zanon, tá? Um beijão. Tchau.
Bye, ciao, ciao.